Hey there, everybody. Today we're going to talk about eyebrows in the context of face reading. So, women love eyebrows. It's a big thing. Eyebrows, how thick they are. Oh my God, she's got beautiful eyebrows. So, this isn't about the vanity of the eyebrows, right? Whether you're a guy or a girl and you pluck your eyebrows, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But they do mean something in the context of Chinese medicine. They mean something in terms of lifestyle rhythms and habits, let's say. So, the first thing to think about is Chinese medicine has this idea, the 5 elements. These rhythms in nature express through the human body because we are connected to nature. And this shows up in emotional patterns, and this also shows up physically, right? Body traits as well as face traits. So the way they conceptualize it is the jawline and the chin, the strength of the chin and the strength of the jawline are indicative of the roots of the tree or the wood energetics. And the eyebrows are like the foliage, the thin branches and the leaves of the tree or the root. So this idea that we're looking at is basically the wood energetics in a person, okay, that we see in the face. Wood energetics tie to the liver and gallbladder system. That's one. It ties to the emotions of vigor, being the positive side, and anger and irritability being the negative side. And it also pertains to how well we dream. That means how well we can actually connect into dreaming when we sleep, how well we process our subconscious at nighttime. And then also the dreams that we have about our life, where we want to go, who we want to be, who we want to marry, the businesses we want to start or end. All of these things are housed by liver energetics. So a strong eyebrows, thicker eyebrows, that are strong and bushy, this is indicative of someone with a strong liver. This means sometimes they can drink more than their counterparts. Sometimes this means that they are well suited for very demanding long hours at work, something like a lawyer or someone entrepreneurial where they can push really hard. This can be really good. Martial artists typically have thick eyebrows. So the thick eyebrows means that you need to course and to move your liver energy. So what that means in real time is that there are a few ways. Okay, these are like some lifestyle ways to move and course liver energy. One is through sex. So the reason for this, the liver meridian or the liver pathway that they use in acupuncture, if you ever see an acupuncturist, the organ pathways manifest on the surface of the body in what they call channels. They have a pathway that goes from like the toe all the way up to the chest. So the liver pathway in both men and women wraps around the sex organs. So one of the ways that you can circulate pent up liver energy or just to keep it healthy in a person with strong eyebrows is to have consistent sex. Now, that doesn't mean excessively, right? Excessively having that will tax your kidneys, but just understand that it can be a way to circulate it healthily, in a healthy way to move it. So that's one way. The other one is vigorous exercise. So it kind of relates to sex too, right? That's like physical activity, but vigorously exercising, cardiovascular exercise, doing something that involves plyometric strength where you're using the tendons because the liver regulates the tendons in Chinese medicine. So exercise. Another way is actually small, moderate use of quality spirits or alcohol. So this came up when I was actually learning about this stuff. My teacher, Lillian Bridges, she singled me out in class. She's like, "Great, you got pretty strong eyebrows. Not excessively so, not the gnarly, crazy type, but she's like, they're solid, they're strong. So your liver," she says, "do you like to drink?" And I said, "Yeah, I do like to drink." And she says, "But I'm guessing not excessively so." She's like, your eyebrows aren't strong enough to be like a heavy drinker. And I said, "That's right." She called it. She said, what, twice a month, give or take? And I said, "Yeah, about that. I like to drink quality spirits twice a month and have a good time with my buddies, talk, socialize, do that." And she said, "Yeah, that's actually good for someone like you." So just as an example, someone with my eyebrows, she said a little bit of alcohol, once or twice a month, and doing it that way is actually good for me because it moves my liver energy. So we see this, our liver processes a lot of our blood in our body. So we want to move it, and one of the ways that we can do that is with quality spirits occasionally, right? Don't do that to excess. That can be toxic. And there's people listening to this right now who have read the new research that says all alcohol is bad all the time. I'm not an extremist. I just don't buy it. I don't believe it, and it doesn't work for me. A little bit of alcohol in my life is quite good for me. It's very medicinal, but you have to always moderate it. So it does invigorate the blood, according to Chinese medicine. So that's another way. The other way for people with strong livers and with bushy eyebrows is to have small, reasonable, and moderate confrontation. So that means if you're having, in a social situation, in relationships, professionally, it actually behooves the strong eyebrow people to speak up quickly and to say something. If you sit on it, it's going to pop later, bigger than most people. So myself included, I run like this way to a fault. People probably listening to this are like, oh yeah, Greg can speak his mind too much sometimes. Most of you know me, I'm pretty nice. I'm pretty warm, pretty friendly, pretty agreeable. But when something does not sit well, it doesn't really matter the context, usually I'll speak up. And it doesn't always go well. It just doesn't. Like I've done that via email, I've done that in person, and sometimes it's just backfired where I'm like, Jesus, that could have gone better. But as a means to self-preservation, given my personality and given the strength of my liver relative to me, it's actually a good move. And my teacher, Lillian, was telling me about that. She said, it's actually good to just speak up. Don't repress that. Now, people with thinner eyebrows, it's different. People with the thin, sparse eyebrows are typically a little softer in nature. They should not confront as quickly. And it doesn't mean that they shouldn't stand up for themselves. That doesn't mean be a victim. Nothing like that. But it comes more naturally to the people with stronger eyebrows. So if you have thinner eyebrows, approaching things a little softer and flanking, sidestepping, going around the rock as opposed to hitting it head on is actually a better move. So this thing, the reason I'm telling you guys this is because this stuff is good to know, because you can always get a face reading from someone like me or someone who studies it, and you can learn about yourself. But I like giving people tools. I like giving them things that they can actually apply in real time, because this helps you navigate things a little better, social situations, people, and you can start to use it, and it's kind of fun. You can definitely be the person like myself at dinner parties, sizing people's eyebrows up and just wanting to see like, what's going to happen if I put the thin eyebrow people next to the bushy eyebrow people, just to see what happens. Sometimes it goes really well, sometimes not so well. Kind of a dick move. But in any case, the whole takeaway, this is something for you to consider and to be mindful of in terms of looking at faces and looking at your own eyebrows, using it as a self-reflective assessment tool, and then also looking out to people and realizing that the people with the bushy eyebrows, you probably don't want to lead by pushing against them, because they usually have a pretty strong core. So something to think about. I hope you guys enjoy it. Take care.